studio is all done. Check it out. Hey, good to see you. So, all done. Good to see you guys. Welcome to Music Strong Studio. All right, so awesome. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me today. So today we're going to do a workout for pianists, keyboard players. Yeah, thank you. I am a big fan of this fan. So what I got from you guys, I did get some feedback. Are there any, somebody asked if there are any exercises she could do to prevent her from hunching over while she's playing. Yes, we are going to cover some of those, but also something to think about when you're playing. So I've got this chair here. Yeah. So when you're playing, and I'm not going to get into technique here because I am not a pianist. Not really. So are you balanced? How are you balanced on your sit bones when you're playing, right? So as you're playing, if you find yourself hunching this way, think about squeezing the bottom of your shoulder blades together. Just doing that will cause you to rise up a little higher. Well, hello, nice to see you. All right, so that's my first thought. But when it comes to exercise, that's just postural considerations. And like I said, I'm not going to get into technique. Y'all are the experts on that. But if you have a lacrosse ball, what we're going to talk about is when you're playing, the things that pianists and keyboardists tend to struggle with are, we've got some forward head posture.
Hey, beautiful.
And
you've got a text message.
And my phone is blowing up, go figure. So, when you're playing, as she mentioned, you tend to hunch forward. So we've got, this is called forward head posture, where you go this way, and it's called upper cross syndrome. So we're going to be doing some things to bring you back this way, into alignment. Okay, we're also going to talk about your core and your rotator cuff, right? So you're thinking about how you're playing. By the way, where is CPH? Katrine, nice to see you. But as you're playing, so we've got, obviously, we think about forearms being tight, right? Of course. But also some things to think about. What about hip flexors? Are your hip flexors tight from how long do you sit? Because you don't really stand to play piano, right? You sit. So we tend to get what you can also call lower cross syndrome, which is where we go like this, where we get this business. So we call this an anterior pelvic tilt. This would be posterior, this would be neutral, right? So if we go this way, you get kind of an X looking thing. And you can see it where like the band of my pants here tilts downward. So these muscles get tight, these muscles get tight, these are weak, these are weak. So when those are, when those are out of balance like that, we can get issues with your low back. So you get low back pain, you can get neck pain, you have hip pain, stuff with your knees, all kinds of stuff. But also your rotator cuff. So let's talk about your rotator cuff real quick, right? Currently I've got a keyboard player who deals with rotator cuff issues. He actually had rotator cuff tendonitis, and I've helped a couple people after rehab. And I'm going to be putting up a rotator cuff workout. We're not going to be doing all of those things, and it really kind of depends on where you are in that spectrum to know what exercises you need, right? So first things first, let's get on with it. If you have a lacrosse ball, this is my favorite thing to carry with me in my gig bag. If you don't have one, a tennis ball will work, racquetball ball will work, but they just tend to be kind of mushy. So what we're going to do, we just talked about forward head posture, upper cross syndrome. These muscles all tend to get tight. These muscles tend to get stretched and weak. Where do you hurt? Here. Why? Because they need to come back this way. My kitty just wandered back in the room. So what we're going to do, first off, we're going to release these muscles. So what I want you to do is you're going to take this lacrosse ball, and hi, buddy. This is my fat Levi man. He says hello. So, he's going to be rubbing up against me no matter what, apparently. So what you're going to do is you're going to find, if you find your sternum right here, and then you find your collarbone, you're probably going to have a couple of different tender points. So, right right here. Yay, kitties, right? So you're gonna find some spots like right here or down here. Down here by your armpit. If you press on those, that will help them to relax and release, right? So this will just help. Please be gentle with this. And I'm gonna use my left side. Being a flute player, this tends to get much tighter for me. You might find it the same, both sides. Be gentle with this. So put your arm right behind your back, and you're gonna put the ball against the wall, roll around until you feel something. Oh, right there. Yeah, so for me, that spot is right here, but my buddy also got one right here. When you find that tender spot, I want you to hang out on it. Be gentle, don't push real hard. This will be tender tomorrow if you do, right? So this get Levi, he just put his balls on my butt. I'm sorry. He has the worst timing. He only wants to snuggle when it's time to leave or do something like this. I'm sorry, guys. Chill, buddy. All right, so anyway, once you've done this, we're gonna stretch it, okay? So if you find a doorway, Levi, chill out, buddy. There you go. If you find a doorway, you're gonna take that, we're gonna use this one right here. So say I just rolled out here, I want you to put your arm in the doorway at 90 degrees. I want you to squeeze that shoulder blade back and down, okay? So you're gonna hold it just like this, squeeze, and then twist out. Oh, should feel really nice, okay? This is not a passive thing where you just go this way, right? You're gonna squeeze and then twist. Now, if you have those tender points if you have those tender points up here, this is where you want it to be. If it was more down here, bring your arm up a little higher, okay? And then I want you to count to 30. Now, another thing, think about when you're playing. How much of the time are your arms straight? Not very often. They're here a lot, which means they're bent, which means this area can tend to get tight. How you're gonna stretch that out, and you can use that lacrosse ball here as well. Be real gentle, it hurts a lot to do that. Take this part of your hand, you're gonna put it in the doorway, thumb side to the door. So not this way, but thumb side to the door. Extend your arm behind you, twist out. Woo. Yeah. And hold, okay? If you get some tingling or anything, back off a little bit. You don't want any kind of tingling, okay? Another thing, you're gonna hold, you're gonna hold for 30 seconds with that one as well, okay? So, and feel free to holler with any questions you might have. And I think he's calmed down, so we're safe now. All right, and we have one more stretch that we're going to do. If you have an arm aid, which, let me show you guys what that is. It's one of the best things for massaging your forearms. Most people don't have them. You can use, again, a lacrosse ball. It's not the easiest thing to do. I cover all this in my book, if you're wondering, by the way. So, pictures and videos and all those kinds of things. So, take the ball. Again, looking for tender points. If you just mash around with your thumb, you're probably gonna find something right about here. Maybe down in here, but usually right up in here. I would say you can roll around, but it's really kind of awkward. So the easiest thing, the easiest thing is to find that spot with your thumb. Place it here and hold, okay? If you found that spot, you can take your hand, touch your fingers together, bring towards you, twist around until you feel a stretch. All right, if you happen to have an arm aid, let me show you this beautiful little piece of equipment. And then I will show you how to stretch. It looks like this. And it comes with a bunch of different attachments. They're making a new one, actually. It's not quite so bulky, right? So this is just for funsies because I know this is supposed to be without equipment. So let's do it this way. Here we go. So you're gonna put it on your knee, obviously, right? Just like this. You put your hand through here. You push these together gently and you roll back and forth. Oh. Looking for tender points. And if you've been playing a lot, or you've been typing a lot, and we've all been on the computer lately, this is a great thing for that. So, again, looks like this. Find those tender points. It comes with all kinds of different attachments. You can use this on your triceps as well, on your biceps. It's kind of uncomfortable, but it would look like this. We've got some videos on YouTube on how to do this. But anyway, you can use it here, same kind of thing. You can use it on your shins. So that's just the thing. Wanted to show it to you. This is what it looks like again. I know it looks like a torture device, but you can change it to be as wide as you need or as narrow as you need. Okay? All right, moving on. So we've talked about a couple of stretches. Now let's do some exercises, right? So I have one more stretch for you. Instead of just your chest, let's also stretch your lats, right? They can tend to get a little tight from playing, okay? So I'm going to show you an equipment one and a non-equipment one. So if you don't have any equipment, try this. Your hand is going to go in the door this way. You're going to ever so gently grip the door and then extend your hips backwards. Oh, that feels really good actually. You'll feel a really nice stretch through here, okay? To intensify that stretch, I want you to take the hip that is on the same side as your arm, angle it away from your hand, and you should get much more of a stretch. So you're just using your body weight to pull on those muscles right there. Let's also get some of the muscles of your rotator cuff that tend to get tight right in here, your subscap, your teres. Hey, so we're gonna do that, okay? Show you one more time. Hand in the door, let this go back, angle that hip away. So looking at you, it would look like this. You're gonna hold here, angle that way. All right, now, if you have a band, here's what you're gonna do. So I have a big old monster band right here. What you're gonna do, take it around a doorknob. I'm gonna angle this a little bit better so you can see what I'm doing. And then we'll get on to the exercises. Right, so you're gonna take that band. This is not the time for my phone to blow up. All right, so you're gonna put your hand like this, right? You see what I'm doing? This band is actually really long, so we're gonna pretend this is the end of the band. You're gonna have that, it's gonna grip just like this. So, what I want you to do, I'll change the angle of this a little bit. What I want you to do, this way, yeah. So we're gonna go just like this. Again, pretend like I'm doing here. You're gonna do the same motion where you went back this way, but I want you to get into a point where you feel a little bit of traction in that arm. Oh, right there. That's nice, okay? Exhale and just let that get a little bit of traction there, okay? When you feel like you've gotten enough of a stretch, you can increase it a little bit by, I'm gonna take my left one so you can see a little better, okay? I want you to squeeze here just a little bit. Squeeze like you're gonna retract your shoulder blade down a little bit. Squeeze just a little bit, 2, 1, let go. Whew. And do that again, squeeze, and let go. And every time you do that, you want to take your time, but every time you do that, it should go a little bit farther, okay? All right, so getting on to it, we're going to talk about your rotator cuff a little bit. Shoot, you know what, I got one more for you. You guys okay if we stretch your forearms? Is that okay? I know we need to get on to other things, but, all right, forearms, real quick. And then I promise we'll get on to the rotator cuff. We got a couple ways to do this. Right, so we're going to stretch here and here. And I'm going to show you a couple quick ways you can do this. You're going to put your hands flat like this. Now, if they don't go, don't force them. You can also try this up against a wall, right? You want your elbows to be straight, okay? If you can only get to here, that's fine. Again, don't force it. So when you can get to this position, I want you to touch your fingers together. Try to lift your knuckles off the floor. Oof. That might be too much for some of you. That's fine. Come out of it. Okay? Come out of it nice and easy, too. And you're going to hold that for 10, 20 seconds. Longer if you can. If not, that's fine. Be gentle with this. The other way, so going here, you're going to put your hands nice and wide. Angle them back towards you. Again, this should be straight. And you're going to try to lift your fingertips off the ground. Splay your fingers nice and wide. Here's the deal. You should not be able to lift your fingertips. If you can, you're probably cheating and going forward like this. So, I don't want you leaning backwards, but make sure you're not leaning forwards. Try to lift those fingertips. It's going to shut off the other area of your forearms, okay? Again, 10, 20 seconds. Okay, so we've got a couple of different exercises for your rotator cuff. What we're going to do first, assuming you have no equipment, we're going to do something for an external hold. You're just going to do this right up against the wall, okay? I want you to go 90 degrees with your arm, so you're going to look like this. Roll that shoulder down, pack it in a little bit, okay? Push against the wall, just like that. And hold and hold, okay? It might be easier for you to hold right up against the wall like this, okay? And I want you to externally rotate like you're pressing against the wall. It's just an isometric hold, okay? I'm gonna go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You should start to feel a little bit of burning in there. Hold until you get tired. Might be a little bit. If it doesn't start to burn by about now, you might want to reevaluate where your hand is. Try it again, okay? We're gonna go external like that. Now, if you have, ideally you want a dowel rod of some sort, but if you have a broomstick, this will work. If you don't have a broomstick, you can use that band we just talked about. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take, pretend this is a broomstick, take this band, back just like this, rotate, come up, back again, okay? Keep constant tension in this band. If you have a dowel rod, obviously, you don't have to worry about tension. All right, looks like this from the side. You want to make sure you're not arching your back when you do this. And press up. Oh, that's so nice. And I want you to keep your hands, see how my arms are covering my ears? That's where you need to go. So when you rotate up, we're not shrugging, okay? We do 5 to 10 of those. All right, so moving on. Any of you guys have mini bands? Actually, I have a whole bunch of these I just put out. In the interest of time, we're not going to do that. But holler if you got any questions. You have some mini bands that have some other options that are great for you guys. All for strengthening the rotator cuff. All right. So we're going to do one for the core and one for strength overall. Okay. Actually, I lied. I'm going to add one. We're going to do something called prone tees. Okay. It looks like this. So what I want you to do is you're going to go way back here. You're going to push your hips straight back. Squeeze your shoulder blades down. Come out right into a T. Now, if I'm standing up, notice my arms are not down here. They're straight out. And my palms are towards the ceiling. Okay? Here. And squeeze. And that should feel really nice. If it doesn't feel awesome, try this way. Okay? So, squeeze back and down. Oh, that should feel nice. Think about trying to squeeze the bottom of your shoulder blades together. Okay? I'm going to come up into a T. When I'm talking to my clients, I'm trying to get them to remember this. It's like, well, it's like the Brazilian Jesus. We've all seen this, right? So this is what I want you to think of. Just like that. Again, we're going to do 10 to 15 of those. And now we're going to get on to, we have a strength move for your core. And we have one that's going to put everything together. So, any questions so far? Good to see you guys, by the way. I have 3 options. Hello, nice to see you. I think today we're going to do a dead bug, and I'm going to show you the regressions for it. Okay? There we go. So, if you don't have a mat, that's fine. But you do need to lay flat on your back, just like this. What I want you to do is draw your belly button into your spine. So you're going to feel like you're pushing your back flat into the floor, right? Squeeze. Then you're going to lift a leg, lift the other leg. There should be no movement at your hips. So if you can hold your low back in touch with the floor while you're doing this, and this is easy, cool. Lift both legs. Hold your low back in touch with the floor. And I don't want you here cheating, okay? We're going to be at 90 degrees, just like that. Hold that low back in touch with the floor. Drop a heel. Drop a heel. My kitty is staring at me. Hey, bud. Okay, and you're going to do this 30 seconds to a minute. As long as your low back is touching, you're good to go. Now, too easy? Here's how you progress it. You're going to put your hands overhead. Again, if you have no contraindications with your upper body, no weird stuff going on with your shoulders. If this feels good, do it. If you get any kind of tingles or whatever, no good, don't go there. But we're gonna go 90 degrees, just like this. Right up against that wall. Pull your low back into the ground. Push against the wall. Crunch your ribs down towards your pelvis. Let me say that again. Low back into the ground, push against the wall, crunch your ribs down towards your pelvis. Everything is now super stable. Lift your legs, keep pushing, touch one heel to the ground at a time, okay? If you don't have a wall, which some people don't have any wall space, here's how you overcome that. Right hand to left knee, other leg comes up, push here, back and forth, okay? 30 seconds. All right, those are my favorite dead bug progressions. Only got one move left. All right, so we have one move left, and I hope this has been helpful. All the things that we've done, so we've rolled, we have stretched, we have activated, we got one for the core and one to integrate all of them together, all right? And doing all of these will help you be a stronger, more mobile, more flexible pianist, keyboard player. So our last one we have, we're gonna pretend you have no equipment, right? So that looks like this. We're gonna do a step down to a cobra. This is assuming you have stairs. If you don't have stairs, you can do a lunge, and I will show you both. Remember, for every exercise, there's always a proper regression, okay? There's always something that you can do if you can't do the exercise you want to do. You can't see it this way, can you? All right, so I'm here on the step. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hinge back, touch, and come up. This is a step down, okay? So if you don't have a step, what we're going to do is a lunge. We're going to add in what's called a cobra. Don't ask me why, it's a weird name. Cobra is like this flying V thing we just did. So do these with me. We're going to alternate legs. You want to see this? I think I'm going to put you next to my cat. Sorry, bud. He's not real happy. It's on his tail. Here we go. You're going to come back into a lunge, into a cobra. Back, into a lunge, to a cobra. So what I'm doing when I'm coming back like this, what you're going to notice I'm doing, I'm not leaning forward. When you come back, drop your back knee. Squeeze. Squeeze. You got 4 more. 4, 3, and hold here. 2, 1 more. Squeeze. All right, and that's it for our workout today. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to be putting an abbreviated version of this up on IG and YouTube. You guys actually got the extra stuff. So congrats, thanks for joining me, and I will see you later.